superheroes at heart.
Hello, welcome to my CGC unboxing video number 31. So today's box is a batch of 25 moderns, and these were not pre-screened, so there's going to be a whole variety of grades. So let's get into it and see what the grades are and what we got. So first off the bat is I'm pleased with this grade, 9.8 for Batman The Dark Knight Returns #2, with a absolutely fantastic, iconic cover there by Frank Miller. So that's a great start. Let's see how we go. Next is Amazing Spider-Man 692. This is the 1970s variant cover. You can see a small ding there. There are some slight Newton rings as well. Might have a look at returning that for an ME, but it's a 9.6 white pages. Here we've got a variant of Blades #2 from 1998. It's a Randy Elliott cover, and it's a great cover. It's a 9.4 Blade #2. This book was polybagged, so I really didn't have any idea what kind of a grade it was going to get, but it looked okay. But it's a little bit disappointing on the grade. It's an 8.5, but it's a fun Marvel Collectible edition. Amazing Spider-Man 16. So I knew this was low grade, and it is low grade, but it's an iconic John Romita cover for Spider Super Stories #16, which is the takeoff on the Jaws poster, Spider Super Stories 16, the 4.0. Now this is a 1982 Batman #353, and it's a great cover. It's got an appearance by the Joker. It's got a 16-page Masters of the Universe preview. But it's a 9.6, so that's pretty sweet. But I think what's interesting about this book in particular is that the Joker uses a name. He goes by the name Harlan Quinn, 10 years before Harley Quinn was a character in DC Comics. The name was reused later. Okay. So this one I thought might be a 9.8, but I wasn't sure, which is why I didn't pre-screen it. It's a Nakayama MegaCon 2023 exclusive, Scarlet Witch. Obviously relates to this TV show. You can see Vision there. 9.6. This is Critters #1. It's the first appearance of Jen. Stan Sakai, story, cover and art, and it's a 9.2. Nothing really special about this book, just special edition. I quite like the cover. I'm not even sure who does the cover. It must be Giustiano. Anyway, Chastity Sketchbook. There's no number. It's a one-off. 9.6. This is Youngblood #2, Rob Liefeld. First appearance of Shadowhawk and Prophet. Trading cards included. And it's a flip cover, so you can read the book from either side. Youngblood #2, 9.6. This is Amazing Fantasy #1, the 2004 run. It's the first appearance of Anya Corazon. 9.6. And there are 2 copies of that book. This is Spider-Geddon #1. Nothing special about this book except that the cover is pretty nice. You've got Silk, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Punk, Spider-Woman, Spider-Man Noir. You've got a lot of spiders on there. So that's a pretty nice 9.8. So this is Spectacular Spider-Man #64, newsstand edition, and they're so strange because I did not notice that there's a stamp on the book, and that's probably hurt the grade a lot. But it's the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger, and it's an 8. But I didn't notice that stamp, so that must have hurt the grade quite a bit. Okay, so this is Incredible Hulk 181, but obviously it's a reprint. But this one is an unusual reprint in that it came with the toy, so it's not very widely available, and this is a 9.0, which is rare for comics that came with toys, because they tend to get pretty badly handled. But that's surprisingly valuable book, actually. I mean, the mid grades are worth some money, and high grades are very rare, so it's worth a bit more. So this is a beautiful Ultimate Invasion #1 foil from this year. This is it's another Ultimate Invasion, but this is the John Tyler Christopher Negative Space variant cover. 9.8. This is another John Tyler Christopher cover. It is there's some Newton rings, just a tiny amount, but this is another negative space. It's blade number 1, and it's also 9.8. Now this is a 1980 X-Men. And it's not particularly key. I mean, there are some things in it, like Jason Winograde revealed as Mastermind. But it's X-Men 1 through 2, and it's a 9.6. So it's always good to have high grades on modern books, but especially ones from 1980. So this is Spider-Man 2099 from 2015. This is a variant cover, and it is a 9.6. This is another book that was polybagged. In fact, CGC have identified polybag removed on the label. It's Ultraman #1 from 1993. It's the Virgin edition, and it's a 9.6. So that's pretty sweet, iconic Ultraman #1. There's a couple of things that they've returned here, which is the certificates of authority for one of the books that was saying it was a limited edition, and the trading cards that were in the polybag for the Ultraman #1. This is a Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor. #1. Nothing much to say about this. And this actually was a reholder. When I received this, I got this at a discount. But when it arrived, it had been the case had been damaged, severely damaged. So I submitted it along with the other books for a reholder. So this I already knew that this was a 9.8. Just a couple of books left. This is Night Terror's Punchline #1. There is nothing about this cover about this book that's special, but I just saw this cover and I just thought this is phenomenal, this cover. So I submitted it. It's a 9.8. It's Punchline #1. And it is just a gorgeous Halloween cover. And the last book here is Venom #28. It's Tyler Kirkham cover. It's a Secret Virgin edition. And it's a 9.8. And that's a great book to end with. So yeah, pretty good submission, pretty good grades. There's lots of books that have just arrived that I've submitted that have just arrived at CGC. So we'll have to wait a few weeks, a couple of months maybe, for those to come back. But they're all vintage books. So should be some interesting stuff, some early X-Men, some early Spider-Man and stuff like that. So thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. Have a great day. Bye.